In today's video, I'm going to share with you a fabulous Christmas home tour that I know you're going to love. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in today's video I'm going to share with you a fantastic Christmas home tour I know you're going to love. What I'm doing right here is I'm gathering the past two home tours that I've done and I'm combining them so you guys can see what my home looked like all decorated for Christmas in this home tour for the past 2 years, because in our next week's video, I'm finally gonna share with you our Christmas home tour 2023. So what I've done is I gather all of the materials from the living room, from the dining room, from the entryway table, and I combine them so you guys can see the progression of the last 2 years. And as I mentioned, next week you want to tune in because I'm finally revealing my home tour for 2023. So if you are interested in a fabulous home tour for Christmas, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends, well, because it is free and it really helps this channel. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and don't forget to turn that notification bell on because you will not want to miss this fabulous Christmas home tour 2023. Are you guys ready? Let's get started. Okay, so I want to start this home tour right here in my living room by sharing with you guys this beautiful berry arrangement that I made here on the channel, and there is a DIY down below, but I just love the combination of blue and white and these beautiful berries and the cedar. It is such a Christmas feel to it, and this year I wanted to use a lot of blue and white pottery, as you guys can see right here on the side stool, and my theme was plaid on plaid on plaid. And I just love the way that looks right here on the sofa with the plaid pillows and the navy blue. And one of my things this year is that I wanted to accessorize and accent my existing furniture. Now I didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of new things. So just by adding a few accents on this plaid really made the difference, and I love the way this look. And as I was telling you, I wanted to basically just accessorize the things that I already own, and I didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of things to change the look of my house, because at the end of it, what I wanted was my home to be decorated and not the decorations to change the feel of my home. But I just love the combination of blue and white and these beautiful berries and the cedar. It is such a Christmas feel to it, and this year I wanted to use a lot of blue and white pottery, as you guys can see right here on the side stool, and my theme was plaid on plaid on plaid. And I just love the way that looks right here on the sofa with the plaid pillows and the navy blue. And one of my things this year is that I wanted to accessorize and accent my existing furniture. Now I didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of new things, so just by adding a few accents on this plaid really made the difference, and I love the way this look. And as I was telling you, I wanted to basically just accessorize the things that I already own, and I didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of things to change the look of my house, because at the end of it, what I wanted was my home to be decorated and not the decorations to change the feel of my home. All right, so now we're going to add some beautiful, beautiful lilies. And let me tell you, lily is my favorite flower in the world because I feel they are so elegant. They smell delicious. I remember one time we did a cathedral in all white flowers and it had a whole bunch of lilies, and the day that we came for service the next morning, it just smelled heavenly, you guys. So I always recommend white lilies, and I'm gonna start right here on the crown. And at this point it's getting kind of tough to insert your flowers. But look how much elegance that, like the points of the lilies just add to your bouquet. And so I'm going to add yet another one over on this side, opposite the other one. And make sure you remove all of these foliages that are bending down because we already have enough foliages right here. So I'm gonna insert this one right here. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty this is. I'm gonna add one of the buds, this one right here, because this one will continue to open as the day progresses and it's going to really fill in the bouquet. So maybe by the time we shoot the home tour, all of these lilies will have opened, and I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So let me see, I put one right here, right here. Remember to always do that triangle we're talking about. So I'm gonna insert this one right here. Yes, and these will open and just fill in like I said. All right, well, that's it. I really hope that you have learned a few tricks on how to make a gorgeous floral bouquet. I cannot wait for you guys to see what this is going to look like. Look, just came out because we continue to poke, but no problem because look, just make sure that you go all the way in, and that's gonna stay right there. Okay, let's recap real quick. The tough part is to put the garland up and to light it, but once that we've arrived at that point, this is where the fun begins. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our wire and we're gonna get a strip probably about this much. I wanna say it's probably about 36 inches. And then I'm going to cut, and we're gonna make sure that we individually cut our strips of wire. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab an ornament and I'm gonna hang on to this one. It's a medium-sized glitter. Now there is no rhyme or reason, you guys, okay? You're gonna leave probably about 8 inches and then you're gonna twist. We're going to secure this ornament right here. So basically just twist it with the tail on one side and the longer side on the other side. And what we're going to do is we're gonna start just inserting ornaments on this wire. And I probably do need my glasses for this, but you know what, this will have to do like this. So we're gonna add some mattes, we're gonna add some shinies, we're gonna add some big ones. Every time that you add a small one, just make sure that you add like 3 of them because you want them to really show. So I'm gonna use 3 of these small ones, some shiny ones, some matte ones, and then you wanna start, you know what, that one just, we need to glue that one. So every time that that happens, just make sure that you put that little cap out because you can always go back and glue the ones that fall off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And we're gonna make sure that they go all the way down. So what we're going to do is, we're gonna do a bowl garland. And we're gonna add a little one. I'm gonna add another big one, or medium-sized one, like this. Like I said, there is no rhyme or reason. You can always have fun with this part right here. Make sure that if any ornaments have any tags, take them out. So we're starting to see a bowl garland cluster like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a few more of the medium-sized ones. And you want to create this little snake of ornaments. And then you add a few more. Oh, that one also doesn't have a cap. These ornaments are like the ones that you can buy at any local craft store, and they just come a whole bunch of them per box. And you just gather different sizes and also different materials like glitter, matte, shiny. And this is getting heavy, so I really do recommend if you're going to do this bowl garland, what you need to do is make sure that that is really attached because it's going to get heavy. And as I was telling you, there's a lot of them that are going to just not work, but you can always glue them back together and use them for something else. So once again, once you use a few of your smaller ones that you want to start with a medium size, you use a few of the medium size and then you graduate to a bigger one. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm gonna add another one of these large ones, but I'm going to add a shiny one this time. All right, so I'm gonna share with you real quick what we're going to do next. So now that you have it about this point, look how we have a bowl garland. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna go up and I'm going to attach using this side right here. Oh, it's okay. That's gonna happen a lot when you're doing these bowl garlands, and you can always just readjust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add right here on the corner. So I'm gonna actually move a little that way. And Jameson's our cameraman, so thumbs up for Jameson. If you need to adjust, just let me know. What I'm going to is I'm gonna grab this wire right here and I'm going to attach to this corner by attaching all the way to the center of my garland. Just make sure that you attach this guy really good and that you spin that wire around one of your bristles a lot of times. And look, that's gonna stay right there. And so now what you need to do is you need to adjust this garland, go up like this. Look how beautiful. Make sure that you have some bristles and some lights up and down. And then what you're going to do is you're gonna grab the other end of your wire right here, this long wire, and I'm going to find the heart of my garland, and I'm going to spin this wire around a few times to make sure that that stays where I want it. And I always like to leave the wire long because when I go back and undo it, I want to make sure that I know where my wire is. So look at that. Now we have a big piece of garland. I'm going to repeat that step a few more times and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. Okay, you guys, so I'm almost done making these cute little bows, and I do want to take a second to, number one, invite you to come and join me on my Instagram for daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and all of the things you don't get to see here on my YouTube channel. The links to all of my social medias and my Etsy shop are going to be linked in the description box below. And then also I want to mention that don't be afraid to cut your ribbon, you guys. This is a really good quality ribbon. However, I could not get this done if I didn't cut the ribbon, because in order to get the effect that I'm going for, the ribbon needs to be cut. It must be cut. So don't be afraid to cut your ribbon. That's why you bought it. You already paid for it. So might as well get it done. All right, so this is our last one. So I have a whole bunch of them here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab a few and I'm gonna go up the ladder over on that corner, and I'm going to start right here. And as you guys can see, they're just single loops, but because it's a really good quality ribbon, it really holds its shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here on this corner, and I'm just going to add a cute little bow like this. Make sure that it goes all the way down, and it's just a little touch of this plaid and red. So now I'm going to do another one right here, and I'm going to make sure that I go all the way in to the bristle like this. So those tails and that loop just play very playfully, just add a little bit of plaid. So now I'm gonna go in. Remember, what goes up must come down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I'm deciding if I'm short enough or not to step on my stool or not. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add right here. And once again, just give your ribbons a little fluff. Let that plaid show. And this is the beauty of having all of your tools at the ready, you guys. I'm always telling you to prep once or prep twice and then only work once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another one up here on the top. And once you attach with the wire, just go ahead and loop it. And look at this, how beautiful and traditional this is looking. So now I'm going to go right here. I'm going to move my little step stool over this side, and I'm going to go right here. So basically where you see holes, where there's no ornaments, you can always add and attach your wire. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go all the way in like this and just very lightly attach this wire into a bristle. And look at that, it just gives me some tails, a little bit of loop, and it is making my garland a lot more substantial than it really is by adding all of these loops. I'm going to add some over here on the corner. So I'm going to move right here, and I'm going to attach one right up here into the corner to extend the shape of my garland. I'm going to add the last step, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. Well, as I mentioned to you before, the theme for this Christmas home tour was plaid on plaid on plaid. And you will see that all throughout the living room and the dining room, whether it's with the pillows and the dishes and the throw blankets and even my outfit. But the other thing that I want to mention to you guys, and you will hear on this video a lot, is that what I wanted to do this year was just accessorize what I have. And that's what I so important that you go check out the spring home tour so you know what the house looked like, and so you can see what I did added from spring to winter, which is not really a lot. A few throw pillows, a few throw blankets, and all of the red decorations really made the difference. So there was no need to go out to the stores and buy all brand new decorations because most of these things I already had. Now keep in mind that I have been planning this look since last year. So like all of the throw pillows I purchased when I saw they were on clearance, all of the dishes that I purchased last year when they went out on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So if you plan ahead, you don't need to go out and buy a whole bunch of decorations when the season comes. All right, so now I'm gonna continue giving you some of the details of this home tour. I hope you're enjoying it. But one of the things that we did was this beautiful garland as well. There's also going to be a DIY if you have not seen it at this point. But I did want to touch on the fact that I went ahead and balanced the other side with these beautiful beaded garlands. I just did some swoops and swags, and now it's all very well balanced. And I just added a pretty cute Santa Claus going into the chimney to leave some presents to the children. He is the perfect centerpiece for this absolutely out of the world, over the top garland, and I just love him. He came from Shinoda Design Center. And I also love this right here, which is a little drink station that we have already gathered for our celebration this Christmas. And I encourage you guys to just go ahead and pull out all of your silver. We talked about this before when I talked to you about the tablescapes. So just go ahead and pull out all of your silver and polish it and use it, because it is about creating the memories and not having a gathering dust somewhere in a shelf. So I love the way this turned out. Now to finish this look right here, I went ahead and added this stool that we used on last year's home tour as well, and a little drink table. And I just love this area of the home. It turned out so festive. And if you guys have not seen, like I mentioned before, this over the top garland, I'm going to link down below how you can make it. You can change the colors, you can change the patterns, the ribbons on it. It is super easy to make. Are you guys enjoying this fabulous Christmas home tour? If you are, be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know which color scheme are you enjoying the best. The traditional reds or just the icy frosty whites with crystals. I had so much fun and I cannot wait to read your comments, so be sure to leave your favorite down below. And then also, don't forget that next Sunday we have the new Christmas home tour for 2023 and I could not be more excited. So I really hope to see you here. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so here on the coffee table, we have this beautiful tray. And as I told you, the theme is plaid on plaid on plaid. And I had this tray for quite a few years, so I did a stack of books on it. And I pulled out some of my silver trays, as you guys can see right here. And then also a collection of pill boxes. I encourage you, like I mentioned before, to just pull out all of your things and display them, especially during the holiday season. Instead of going out to buy brand new items, just pull out your collections, gather them together on a silver tray like this. And then also the other thing is a beautifully smelling candle, which is going to give your home that first impression when your guests and your family members come over. You know, first impressions really do last forever, and at least for me, a good, beautiful scent during the holidays does the trick. And as you guys can see right here, I have all of my pill boxes that I have collected throughout the years, and I just love to display them on this tray, on top of a tray, and I just love the way this looks. I cannot wait to read your comments. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about my sofa. You guys know that I have this white sofa and I love it because every season I just change the look of it with a few accent pillows. If you guys are seeing this beautiful navy pillow and the pattern blue one, those are my pillows that I have all the time on the sofa. And then I just change a few accent bolster pillows to put at the end of the arm of the sofa and a few more accent on the same pattern. And look how festive these looks. You do not have to spend a whole bunch of money if you just, like I mentioned before, accessorize what you already have instead of having to go out and buy every single new item. And also the blue and white stool right here, which I'm obsessed with, really goes very well with the blue and white pottery where the arrangement is. And if I keep going this way, you guys will see that in this side table right next to my chairs I have the same pillow, and then also I have another plate which serves as a coaster along with a cute little bowl with ornaments, and that just finishes the look right here in the living room, and I just absolutely love it. One of my favorite things that I did this year was how I decorated this little corner right here, right next to my Christmas tree. And I just have this bench. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, you have the same pillow. And I just added some other plaids with an accent pillow and with a throw right here, plaid on plaid on plaid. And I love it because you can sit down and put your shoes on. You can sit down and just stare at the Christmas tree. And I added this beautiful picture right here. I put it there every year. And one of my secrets is that I just love to move the furniture around. This little bench right here came from a local store. And the pillows, the plaid pillows, came from, if I don't remember wrong, they're from Target from a few years ago. And the throw pillow, it's something that I had custom made along with all of the pillows. And the throw blanket is from TJ Maxx. Okay, so now it's time to talk about the star of the show, which is going to be my Christmas tree. Well, the star of the show in any home during the holiday seasons. It is the item that we put more effort, more money, and it actually kind of become an art form to decorate a beautiful Christmas tree. I have a whole selection down below if you want to learn how to decorate a Christmas tree like a designer, but I want to mention about my Christmas tree this year. Two things. You guys saw me decorate it in a video. However, I felt when I was done that it needed a little bit more embellishment because this time of the year, more is more and less is a bore. So what I wanted to share with you was the things that I added. So I added 3 different things, actually 4. One of them was this beautiful pick that is a glitter pick that just glistens, and I love the champagne because it kind of helps to break all of the other colors on the Christmas tree. So I just went ahead and added this champagne pick right here. And then what I added also was bows with a blue and white ribbon. I just went ahead and did single loops, just how I did on top of the garland. I did single loops of blue and white ribbon because there is blue and white throughout the house, as you guys have seen. The berry arrangement, the stool, the little plate, and then you're gonna see some of the blue and white also in the dining room. So to kind of tie it all together in the Christmas tree, what I did is single loops of ribbon, and I just went ahead and attached them right here. And then also I added a collection of blue and white ornaments that Nancy, one of the viewers, gave me. And so I added all of those blue and white ornaments. They are chinoiserie ornaments, and they're just beautiful, some nativity scenes. And then the second thing that I added was these branches of eucalyptus. Let me see if I can get one out. Yes, I can. So these are from Hobby Lobby, and they are long, as you guys can see. They have this frosted eucalyptus. It is also beautiful, and they are long. So what I went ahead and did is I just added it all throughout the tree, and that is something that you can do once your tree is decorated, because remember those branches give them a lot of air and dimension to the Christmas tree. So that is 3 things that I added. The 4th thing was this beautiful tiny ribbon that I found at Michael's. This is made out of velvet, but there's also some made out of silk. So what I did is I just did a whole bunch of cute little bows, and what I did is I framed some of the precious ornaments with a bow, so that way it kind of frames the ornament. What else did I add? Oh, the 4th thing that I added was these beautiful garlands that I found at Michael's. And the reason why I wanted to add these beautiful gold garlands is because it has gold ornaments and champagne picks. And then also, as you guys saw on the garland above the mirror, you probably noticed that I balanced it. I think I mentioned that I balanced it on the other side with some of those bold garlands, and what I did is I added some of those as well right here on the Christmas tree to tie it all together, and you'll see a repetition of that also in the dining room Christmas tree. Now here's the thing, if you want to have a cohesive look this holiday season or any time of the year actually, what you need to do is use the same elements from one room to the other, whether it's the color scheme, whether it's the ornaments, the picks, the garlands, or even the ribbons, because that way your eye will travel throughout your home and make your home look very cohesive. We're gonna do accent walls, we're gonna be doing some fabrics and pillows. I'm gonna share with you how you can create a designer look without having to break the bank. Sometimes we have to invest and higher items like the pillows that I purchased for this particular look. But guess what? This particular look is going to take me all the way till next Christmas. And I will explain all of that when that time comes, but I just want to let you know that 2023 is going to be full of exciting videos about how to decorate your home in a beautiful way, and so it looks like a designer came to your home and did it, but it will not have to break your bank. All right, so that's what the Christmas tree looked like. I am obsessed with it. It's my new favorite word. It was like so, but now it's obsessed. But now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take you into the dining room and share with you some of the details in that room. Come with me. You guys, I just opened this little package that I got on the mail from one of you, the viewers, Janet Geese. I hope I'm saying that right, Janet Martin Geese. Thank you so much, you guys. Look how absolutely adorable this card is. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with blue and white, and this is just absolutely gorgeous. But look what she sent. Isn't this absolutely stunning? It's a tassel, and it has this porcelain blue and white willow. It is so beautiful. This is gonna go on a lamp because it is so pretty. Thank you so much, Janet, for the tassel, for the card, and for what was inside the card. I really appreciate you so much. I just love it when I feel like people know me, and she knew that I was going to absolutely adore this. It's so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I have these long cedar branches that I'm going to introduce onto my tree, and I'm gonna just go ahead and start right here on the bottom, and this is gonna help me to elongate the shape of my tree. As you guys can see, it adds a little bit of texture. So I'm gonna go all the way here on the bottom, and then I'm gonna start going up. So I'm gonna introduce one right here, going down like this, and as you guys can see, it really does extend the shape of my tree, and I'm gonna add another one right here. And as you guys can see, I don't have enough to do all throughout the wreath, or I'm sorry, the tree. However, I have other types of these beautiful branches that are very similar. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go over to this side. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left, and what goes up must come down. So I'm going to continue to move from one side to the next, just introducing this branch to give us a little bit of texture, because I want this tree to be very natural. It's not going to have a lot of ornaments. Actually, it's not going to have any ornaments, just branches and a few poinsettias and ribbons, and that's all I want for this particular tree. I dropped one, so I'm gonna go down and pick it up, and I'm gonna put it right here in the middle. So that's all I want for that. So now I'm gonna get another type of branch, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next branch I'm gonna add is this beautiful eyes, coral looking one. And I'm gonna start right here on the bottom. And as you guys can see, when I add this branch, because it's bejeweled and bedazzled, what I'm going to do is add it on an angle so the light can really catch all of that glitter and all of those stones like that. So if you put it flat, well, the light only catches a little bit of the glitter, but if you just give it a little bit of a twist, and I'm gonna move over to this side so I can insert one right here, then it really does help it to catch the light. So I'm gonna go over here. So I'm gonna put one right here in the middle. And like I said, I wanted this tree to be a little bit more natural looking, not a lot of ornaments, because I have a lot of ornaments going on my wreath. If you guys have not seen that wreath, go check it out. It's in the garland as well. So therefore I wanted the tree to be a little bit more subdued and just have the ribbons and the few poinsettias that we're going to add with the glitter to be the main focal point on this. So I'm gonna add a few more. I'm gonna make sure that I go all the way to the top with one, like this. See, and because these are so bejeweled and beglittered, you really don't need a lot of ornaments. You could add some if you wanted to. I might at the end, I'm not sure yet. But as of right now, I don't think I will, because I really do like this look of just the branches being the glittery part of my tree. All right, so I'm gonna leave this one at the end to make sure that I have something to cover the holes. So I'm gonna get all of my poinsettias ready, and I'll be right back to show you that step. Keep watching. Okay, so I have some of these beautiful poinsettias. They are the exact same poinsettias that I also used on my mom's home tour. You guys, that was in 2019, and that's what's so important, to store your items well, so that way they last you. Every time that actually I'm gonna make a video on how to store your Christmas properly, because look, I've had this since 2015 and they're still looking new, but I always take really good care of those items, so that way they're gonna last a long time. But see, I'm gonna add a poinsettia right here, and like I was telling you, you really don't need a whole bunch of ornaments, because all of these elements have some glitter to them. So I'm not gonna add a lot of other glittery items, and I'm just gonna make sure that these are placed in a prominent spot, so that way that light really catches the glitter and glistens really beautifully on my items that have those glitter stems. So I'm gonna add another one right over here, and at this point I'm just gonna step away from it to make sure that I am covered all throughout. I'm gonna add this guy right here. Okay, so far so good. That's how simple it really is to decorate a beautiful Christmas tree, but we're going to add the last step, and that's going to be our last ribbon, you guys. And this plot ribbon, it's so good. I was telling you when I did the wreath that I have right here. That's why I continue to say wreath, because I have it right here on my side, so I cannot stop looking at it. It's so beautiful. If you guys have not seen it, go check it out. But a good quality ribbon does really make a difference. Now remember, this is a 2.5 inch, so I'm gonna cut at an angle or a dovetail. I'm gonna put my scissors on my pocket. And also what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do tails, but the tails that I did on the wreath, they were really short. So what I'm going to do, actually I'm gonna drop it on the floor. And I wanna do some 2 bow tails. So basically what I'm gonna do is just do a few bows like this, and then I'm gonna cut a tail. And I'm gonna grab my wire. Look how important it is to have your tools at the ready. This literally, you guys, is how long it's taken me to decorate a tree, about 10 minutes. I'm trying to do it as fast as I can to be productive. I have so much to do, a tablescape, a coffee table, oh my God, it's so much, but I'm having so much fun. All right, so I'm gonna go like this, and so I'm gonna introduce this, well, I'm gonna start right here on the bottom. So I'm gonna put it right here, and basically just grab that wire and twist it into your bristle like that. See, and that's gonna give us some of this plaid. We're gonna start another one, and I'm going to just cut. And you know what? Even though I like that bow there, I decided that what I'm going to do is just single loop bows. Two things: your ribbon's gonna last you way longer because the bows are simpler, and I really do like that texture that it adds. And actually, I'm gonna take that one at the end, and I'm gonna redo it because I really do like just the simple loop bow. It really adds a lot of texture, and just make sure that you dovetail this guy right here. How long does it take you to decorate your Christmas tree? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. It really can take me from 20 minutes up to like 3 hours to decorate one Christmas tree. It really does depend on how tall and what we're putting in it. But because this doesn't have enough ornaments or a lot of ornaments, I like to add a lot of ribbons like this. And the ribbon becomes kind of part of an ornament. As you guys can see, it just adds that plaid. It gives it a few tails. It gives it some texture and movement. But I have taken up to 3 hours, you guys, to decorate a Christmas tree. It was so packed with ornaments. Oh my gosh, there were so many ornaments. And I didn't want to last that long, but I did. And it was glorious by the time we got done. And I cannot wait to share with you the, you guys remember the last year I asked for you to send me ornaments because I'm gonna show you how to decorate a beautiful Christmas tree with all ornaments that you may already have, heirloom ornaments, your kids' ornaments. So that tree is coming up really soon. We're just getting basically started with the month of November and all of our Christmas decorating. And I am having a blast working on the house home tour for this year. And I cannot wait for you guys to see the whole house put together. I think it's going to turn out absolutely beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna go right here in the middle and I'm gonna pull in as far as I can. I'm gonna twist that and look, it just adds that little touch of plaid. It doesn't really need a lot. This is too much. I feel like the bow is too much. So simple loops really do make a statement as long as you leave this tail long because that's what gives it that, that texture. And you guys, this ribbon was like $6. So I'm gonna use all of it. And then I'm gonna go buy more because I really love it and I wanna have it for next year. For if we do any plaid projects, then I already have my ribbon and I don't have to be looking for it. And I'm looking at the wreath right now, you guys. It turned out so beautiful. It has so much of this ribbon and all these ornaments. It was just so nice. And it really does help if you dovetail your ribbon. All right, so I'm gonna go over to this side and I'm gonna add one maybe right here. And just make sure that you go all the way in on the branch and then let it dance out like that and just let it curl like that, and it gives it some texture. And I feel like we need one right here on the top. I'm gonna add a few more and I'll show you the end result, so keep watching. Okay, so we have arrived in my dining room, and you guys, I always tell you that at least for me, the dining room is the heart of the home because this is where we gather with our family and friends, and this is where we have the conversations about the holidays, about Thanksgiving, about the things that we did throughout the day. So I love decorating the dining room for Christmas. And this home tour, I really wanted to focus in this room a little bit more because, as I mentioned to you, it is my favorite area of the home. Now, I do want to mention that the last year home tour, the dining room was very white and very silver, but this year there is a lot of color, there's a lot of pattern, and there is a lot of plaid. Let me show you some of the details. Okay, so here in the dining room there is a few things that I want to point out, and one of them is going to be the place settings, you guys. I absolutely love the plaid on plaid on plaid and the little pop of blue and white. As I talked to you before on the tablescape video, which is also going to be linked down below, I just love the pop of blue and white because it's all throughout the home, and here is represented with this beautiful blue and white dish, and then it's topped with a beautiful plaid dish that came from Hobby Lobby. The blue and white dishes are from a local boutique, and then I put a blue goblet and a red goblet, and I just love this. And I always like to add a little ornament for a giveaway for my guest, and I'm gonna pen out so you guys can see the full tablescape. I just love the way this turned out with the tall candlesticks, They are absolutely gorgeous. Those can be removed for dinner, but just for show, I like to give my guests a little bit of a show when they come into the house. And then also here is represented the silver. I'm always telling you to just get all of your silver out and polish it. To me, there is nothing like getting all of your heirlooms during the holidays and using them with your guests and creating memories, you guys. Here we have a station for a drink station, or I should say, on my sideboard. And I just want to say something about this tall arrangement. This berry arrangement is taller than life, and I love it. It was super simple to put together. All it is a whole bunch of different varieties of greeneries, and I just love the way this looks right here. Added some berries and some larger than life sticks, and I am obsessed. But I do want to talk to you a little bit more about all of this silver that I have here on the server. It came from various trips to antique stores and to thrift stores, and unfortunately I don't have any heirloom pieces, but I do hope that these will become heirloom for some of my family members. And I just love the crystal combination with silver, you guys. I love this painting, which you guys know from last year's home tour, that it belonged to my grandmother, and she saw what I was doing and she said I could have it. It is older than I am, I believe, and I just love the panoramic view of this snow-topped winter scenes, and I just love it. The lake, the mountains, it remind me of Colorado. I am obsessed with it. And over here we have our blue and white represented on our lamp, and I just like to add touches like this rose right here, which adds just that little pop of red and green, and I'm obsessed. I cannot tell you how I love the look of this crystal container, which is going to be for an ice bucket. And then the tongs right here, they are just absolutely gorgeous with a little rattle, and I cannot wait to have guests over. Here in the dining room, I did another Christmas tree, and you guys can also watch this video down below. And remember that I wanted to keep it very simple. So what I did is, after I show you how to decorate, I also added a few things, and that is bundles of roses in sets of threes. And then also I added these beads. And remember that I told you that some of the things that you use in the living room, it's good if you use it in the dining room and any other room that you are decorating to have a very cohesive look. I'm gonna show you now the end result of my Christmas tree here in the dining room. Over on the corner of the room is the second Christmas tree. And as I mentioned to you guys before, when I put it together, there is not one single ornament on this beautiful Christmas tree, but what there is lots and lots of ribbons with a plaid, and then this beautiful red velvet with this gold lame back, and the beautiful poinsettias and roses and these picks of glitter. And as you guys can see, it doesn't take a lot. There is also a video in case that you are interested for this particular Christmas tree. It doesn't take a lot to put together a gorgeous, very beautifully decorated and elegant Christmas tree like this one right here. Now the secret for this one, I would say, is the urn that it sits in. You guys know that I love to put the Christmas tree on an urn, as you can see. And then on this side, I just did a treatment of all of the same beads that I have on the garland on the console table. They're represented right here with these beautiful golden beads and red beads, and it just goes all the way to the floor, and I love it. I just love the combination of the plats all throughout the room and the silver. It makes for a very elegant look here in the dining room. You guys, I am obsessed with this Christmas tree. It was so much fun to put together, and I really hope that you had time to check it out, because as you can see, there is not very many things on this tree, so you can have a very elegant, very simple Christmas tree, especially here in the dining room, because there's a lot of more things going on. But now I want to share with you and show you the details of the beautiful Christmas wreath on my window. What I wanted to touch on real quick is the drapery panels and the beautiful wreath, you guys, that I have hanging on my window. I always like to do a wreath on the window because as you enter the room, as you can see, I'm gonna go a little this way. It just calls your eye over to the corner and it balances the room really well. But I love the drapery panels, and believe it or not, you guys, those are tablecloths that I use as drapery panels. And the wreath, even though it is against the light, it just adds that whimsy and that helps to finish the look on the room, and I am obsessed. If you guys want to learn how to make this wreath, also there's going to be a video down below, but I just love the way it turned out with all of the ornaments and the plaid ribbons and against the Christmas tree right here on the corner, and then right here our server with all the silver and the tall bouquet. It just makes for a very festive and really cohesive look right here in my dining room. So what do you guys think? Wasn't this so much fun to see the progression from one year to the next, and to see all of the DIYs that we've done and how we've evolved in our styles? Let me tell you, this video was one of my favorites that I've put together this year, and I really hope that you enjoyed it as well. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up because it is free and it really helps this channel. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe because you will not want to miss what we're already preparing for 2024. You guys, I also don't want you to forget that next week at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, next Sunday, it's our home tour for 2023, and I could not be more excited. So I really hope to see you here. That's all I have for today. Consider subscribing, and as always, you can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.